Good morning, boys and girls.
Good morning.
Today, before we begin reading The Little Red Hen, I want to know, how are you feeling? So I would like to know who would like to share from the group about how you're feeling today. Yes, Zachary?
I'm feeling really happy because today is the first day of remote learning.
Wow, remote learning.
Yay!
So today we're reading The Little Red Hen. And before we read the book, we want to pay really close attention to 4 important vocabulary words. Grains, everybody say, grains are
Seeds.
Wheat, a plant that is used to make flour for bread. And Miss Zapata loves bread. Mill, a building in which grain is crushed to make flour. And the last vocabulary word is flour, powder made from a grain. Grains, wheat, mill, and flour. Our focus question is, what is a little red hen like based on the character's actions? How does the character act in the story? And what does the character say in the story? The character's words. We're going to pay close attention to her actions and words. And lastly, at the end, what is our small group discussion going to be? What is the lesson of the story? What do you think the author wants you to learn from this story? The Little Red Hen. A little red hen lived on a farm with a dog, a goose, and a cat. One day, the little red hen found some grains of wheat. "Who will help me plant the wheat?" asked the little red hen. "Not I," said the dog. "Not I," said the goose. "Not I," said the cat. "Then I will plant it by myself," said the little red hen. And she did. Now let's take a minute to think. Why do you think the dog said, "Not I"? Why do you think the goose said, "Not I"? And why do you think the cat said, "Not I"? They all said the same thing. Turn and talk. So at this time, I want to know some of your responses. Zachary, can you tell me what Elephant had to say?
He said that maybe the dog wanted to go fetch a bone, the cat maybe wanted to go sleep, and the goose wanted to go to the pond to hang out with his friends.
And that's why they said no?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for sharing. The little red hen watered and weeded and watched. She watched the wheat grow. One day the wheat was ready to be cut. "Who will help me cut the wheat?" asked the little red hen. "Not I," said the dog. "Not I," said the goose. "Not I," said the cat. "Then I will cut it myself," said the little red hen. And she did. What did the little red hen do that's important for us to know? Turn and talk. So Hedgie here said that the little red hen, what did she do? She watered and weeded the wheat. Good job, Hedgie. And Skunky here said that the character's words were, "Who will help me cut the wheat?" Everyone say, "Who will help
me cut the wheat?"
Let's keep going. "Not I," said the dog. "Not I," said the goose. Not I, said the cat. Then I will cut it by myself, said the little red hen. And she did. Poor little red hen doing all this work all by herself. That's not our class because we work together as a team. Right, class?
Yes, Miss Zapata.
Who will help me beat the wheat? Asked the little red hen. Not I, said the dog. Not I, said the goose. Not I, said the cat. Then I will beat it by myself, said the little red hen. And here you see the little red hen beating up the wheat with a bat. It's so silly. Have you ever heard of a little red hen beating the wheat with a bat?
Never.
What a silly hen. And she did. Who will help me take the wheat to the mill? Asked the little red hen. And we know the answer. Based
Not
on
I.
what we've been reading. What's the answer?
Not I.
Said the
Dog.
not I, said the
Goose.
not I, said the
Cat.
then I will take it myself, said the little red hen. And she did. And look at her here carrying that wheat all by herself.
So sad.
Take a minute to think. How do you think the little red hen is feeling right now? Based on what she's doing. Turn and talk. So hello friends. So Sharky, how do you think that the little red hen is feeling right now? The little red hen, so you told your partners that the little red hen is feeling upset because she has to carry that load on her back. And who wants to carry things on their back? Because she has back problems? Is that what you said? She has a back problem? And she's upset because she has to carry it all alone and she has no one to help her. Thank you for sharing that. The little red hen came back with flour, powder made from a grain. Who will help me bake the bread? She asked. I will, said Zapata, because I love
Bread.
Thank you, class. You know me well. Not I, said the dog. Not I, said the goose. Not I, said the cat. Then I will bake it by myself, said the little red hen. And there goes the bread going into the oven. I'm sure everyone here wants to have a slice of that bread.
We all do, Miss Zapata.
And she did. She worked so hard. The bread came out of the oven. It smelled very good. Very good. Everyone, take a deep breath. Smell the bread. Smell the bread one more time. This bread smells delicious. The bread came out of the oven. It smelled good. Very good. It looks really good and it looks really big. The dog, the cat, and the goose smelled the bread. They ran to get some. Wait a minute. Didn't Alfie say that the goose was in the pond and the cat was sleeping and now they're coming back into the picture? I don't think so. The little red hen put the bread on the table. Wow, that bread looks super big.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Who will help me eat this bread? Asked the little red hen. I wonder why she's asking that question. Who will help me eat this good bread? Because no one helped her. So I don't think anyone should help her eat it. Maybe her mother. I will, said the goose. I will, said the cat. I will, said the dog. Oh, no, you won't, said the little red hen. You see her actions? What is she doing? She put her hands on her
hips.
Because she doesn't look like she's going to share that bread. And what does she say? And she ate it all by herself. And when you eat all that bread, look at what happened to her. So now the question is, what is the lesson of the story? What do you think the author wants us to learn from this story, from this experience? Turn and talk. So I heard many great responses for the question, which was, what is the lesson of the story? Who wants to share? Zachary?
So my partner said,
oh wow, he sounds really upset. What did he learn from the story? What's the lesson?
So he said that never say no when somebody's trying to ask you to help them, because at the end there will always be consequences.
All right, great job, everyone. Now we're going to get ready to go to our